Hi, welcome to the Parry show. On this episode, I'm lucky enough to be joined by Lisa Phillips, who is a confidence coach. You can find her online on amazingcoaching.co.uk. She has a wealth of experience in coaching people to get their mindset into that place where they need to be for success, really. So if you're a small business owner, entrepreneur, employee, absolutely anybody can benefit from the kind of training and guidance that she can provide. She's worked with multiple corporations and businesses, both in the UK and in Australia. So she has a wealth of experience in the area. She's done a lot of media, even released a book, The Confidence Coach, which is well worth checking out. It's available on Amazon. Get yourselves a copy of that. Tune into the podcast and hope you enjoy. Just get straight into it. So, if you could tell the listeners and the viewers a little bit about yourself, who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. Okay, my name's Lisa Phillips and I've just recently returned to the UK. I'm originally from the UK, but I moved out to Sydney around about 18 years ago, where I set up my own successful consultancy, coaching, training, speaking business. So my business is actually called Amazing Coaching.
Yeah.
And I specialise in particular in areas such as confidence, self-esteem, and I'm also the author of the book, The Confidence Coach. So that's me, and I do a lot of sort of public speaking and TV and that sort of work as well.
All right, fab. I've seen a lot of your work. I've seen some of the stuff on LinkedIn and stuff. Can you tell me a little bit more about your book and what sort of inspired you to write that?
Sure. I think I'd always loved to write. It's one of the reasons that inspired me to do it. You know, there is that quote, I'm trying to remember who wrote it, you know, the world doesn't need more books, the world needs more people who love to write.
Yeah.
And I think that probably is a good example of why I wrote the book, because my work is about feeling good, okay? It's not about struggling to do anything. So I wrote The Confidence Coach because a lot of people think about confidence and they go, oh, I haven't got it. I've never had it. I've never had it from any of my life. And we tend to look at other people and say they're more confident and I'm never going to be like that. Yeah. So I decided to write the book to help people feel more confident, but feel good while they're feeling more confident, because that's the premise of my work.
Yeah.
And so I wrote the book. Basically, it's in 3 parts. And the first part is about why. Why do we struggle with confidence? Why do so many of us think we haven't got any confidence? And the first part of the book is about removing some of those beliefs, purely so we don't keep beating ourselves up and we feel better about it. The second part of the book is more about specific areas, so key areas where people struggle with confidence. So that could be public speaking, relationships, you know, bullies, career, and that sort of stuff. And then the third part of the book is, again, sort of more general issues. What can you do if you just beat yourself up all the time? Or what can you do if your self-esteem's low? Or just different tips to maybe stop you being a people pleaser or people walking all over you. So, you know, I loved writing it, and that was so important to me. And again, I think that's probably a really good sort of overview of my work, because my work is about feeling good. It's about not doing anything if it doesn't feel good, because so many of us live our lives not feeling good.
Yeah, a lot of us just, I mean, I've been guilty of it in the past myself. I've been a people pleaser, trying to keep everybody happy. But I mean, you can't do that. In the end, you just make everybody slightly unhappy and yourself very unhappy. That's my experience anyway.
Spot on. You know, many of us are always looking to please other people, but we don't please ourselves.
No.
You know, so we're saying yes to other people, which is actually saying no to ourselves.
Yeah.
So again, you know, it's interesting that going back to that adage of feeling good, if you care about how you feel, if you want to feel good, you're actually less likely to be a people pleaser. Yeah. So, but it's a common issue. I've been the biggest people pleaser, to be quite honest. Yeah. So, you know, everything in the book, I've been there and done it. So it's not like I was one of those people that was born with confidence.
No, that's it. I mean, we all have to learn, don't we, along the way, really.
We do, absolutely.
So, think about your clientele then. What's the biggest part of your clientele? Do you work a lot with small business owners and stuff like that? Because I know from being a small business owner myself, that confidence, especially at the start, it takes a while to develop and to build.
Absolutely. Look, I work with everybody. I work with a range of clients. I work with individuals, I work with small business owners, I work with corporate clients as well. It's interesting you mentioned small business owners, because one of the key things I found with small business owners is they do lack in confidence. And if you're not confident about your product or your service, your customers won't be as well.
Yeah.
Small business owners, and again, I am one myself. It's very easy to do far more than you get paid for. It's very easy to want to keep all your customers happy at the expense of yourself. It's very easy to work ridiculously long hours. And again, I've done that as well. Because you feel that, you've got to please the customer. You've got to keep the customer happy. But actually, if you want to become a confident small business owner, it's about valuing yourself. You're an expert in what you do. It's about valuing your prices. I think all of us as small business owners have had clients say, "Oh, can you not just reduce that? Can I not have a cheaper price?" And I admit at the beginning, I used to be like, "Yeah, but now I value my work and I'm like, no, this is what I do."
Yeah.
So, confidence, self-belief, valuing yourself is so important for a small business owner, and it can really make a difference.
Definitely, yeah. I completely agree with you. I mean, I've been drawn into that trap a few times where, you're giving discount, and then normally they're the clients that give you the most work with the least value, and it's
that's right.
Weighing up and thinking, I'm worth more than this. I don't want to be doing this.
Great. I mean, that's a really good phrase. You are worth more than this.
Yeah.
And isn't it ironic, as a small business owner, many of us get into small business because we want more freedom, we want more work-life balance, maybe we want more cash coming in, and then it ends up being the opposite. We work longer hours, we give our time away for free, we're stressed, it's 10 o'clock at night and we're checking our emails. So yeah, really good point.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, I've met so many people who do that. Some people seem to enjoy it. I don't know. For me, the whole purpose of being a business owner is to have the flexibility. I mean, not necessarily not to work, but to have the flexibility to work around my life and around my family, especially.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, for me personally, I work 9 till 3, because then I do the school run in the morning. I pick the kids up at 3, and then when they go to bed at 7, half 7, then I'll work again, and I'm happy to do a few hours work in the night, because that suits my lifestyle, and I would do it anyway.
Lovely. So you found a way that feels good to you and works for you, which is perfect. Yeah, really good.
I'm not drawn in, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're not open until 5 or 6. Well, I'm not. No, but I'll catch up on any other stuff later on. And if people really value what you do and they want to be a part of that, then they'll come and work in them core hours, or they'll leave you an email for you to get back to them. It's having the courage to do that.
True. That is so true. I actually recommend people who are setting up a business to write down the hours that they want to do, to write down the clients that they want to have. And that can be as simple as writing down, if you want them to pay on time, because that's another thing for a small business. You want repeat business. You want them to work around you. And that's a really interesting point. Having come from Australia, I saw the majority of my clients face to face, and all of a sudden now I'm back in the UK and I'm like, well, I can't do face to face. I can only do Skype. But actually, 100% of my clients have said, that's fine. And that's what you want.
Yeah.
That's what you want. They'll, even if it doesn't fit in with them, they value you to fit in with you. And that's a result of you valuing yourself as well.
Yeah, it all starts from there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So going to what you just said there about Australia and the UK. So aside from the face-to-face thing, how did the sort of the work-life balance sort of differ between Australia and the UK?
Yeah, good question. I found a whole new level of work-life balance. I was pretty good in Australia. I'm a morning person.
Yeah.
Okay. So I used to work with most of my clients sort of between, actually I only started at 11 because I used to go for a long walk in the morning. I used to see most of my clients between 11 and 3, and then I worked late nights on 2 nights for clients to come with me late in the evening. In Australia, I did a lot more speaking events as well, and a lot more TV, but it worked well. I've always got to keep in mind what feels good to me.
Yeah.
Now, coming back to the UK, it's very interesting. I feel like I'm starting all over again.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Nobody knows me. I don't have that national profile that I had in Australia. And for a while, it was quite stressful, to be quite honest. But what has worked is now working with the majority of my clients in Australia in the morning. I get up, I have clients at 5:30 in the morning, but I'm a morning person.
Yeah.
So that works well with me. I like a nap in the afternoon, which is quite good. So that works quite well for me as well. So it's not been too bad. Again, you take yourself with you wherever you go, and if you've got good work-life balance in one place, you can move it to another place. I think more of the problem is if a lot of people who work in organisations will complain work-life balance is rubbish, haven't got any work-life balance, but then they move to another organisation and they're still complaining that they haven't got any work-life balance. And again, it's down to you. It's about caring about how you feel.
Yeah, it's what you allow to happen, isn't it? And
absolutely, spot on. You've got to have good boundaries and you've got to value yourself. And again, I wrote a list. What did I want?
Yeah, I mean, because previously I worked in the RAF, so I did that for 8 years.
Right.
And you don't get a great lot of scope to sort of do what you want to do, really. So,
wow.
And that was a big part of when I left. I was determined and making sure that it worked for me and for my family first.
Fantastic.
Because I'm putting them first. I want a successful business and I want to keep working there and doing what I'm doing. But I'm not going to do it at the expense of my family and my
Beautiful.
life. So I mean, it's taken me a while. I mean, I'm 32 now, so it took me a while to get to that point to realise that. But I'm there and I'm happy with that.
You've worked it really well. You think about the things that you value in your life and make them a priority. Work. I always say to people, when you're on your deathbed, do you really want your clients and your customers and your workmates with you? No, you want your family and stuff. So, that's really important. Having fun is really important to me. So, if I can get the majority of my work done before 11, 12 o'clock in the morning, great, I've got the afternoon.
Yeah.
But it is what works for you.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Success is different to everybody, isn't it? Really.
That absolutely. And we can fall into that mainstream of like, I have to be working from 9 to 5. I have to be available to my clients. And it's not true. You make it work for you. And what does success look like for you? So brilliant.
That's it. It's too easy to get drawn into that, really. And I think time is getting more and more of a commodity at the minute because we just seem to have less and less of it. Everybody's working longer and longer hours and earning less as well over it. And I just think if everybody keeps allowing that to happen, then it's not going to get any better. It's going to keep getting worse.
Absolutely. And we're feeling less and less fulfilled.
Yeah.
We just, think I've got to be available. I've got to get the clients in. I've got to get the money in. I've got to do this. And, we're not here, I believe, for a long time. We're here for a good time. And one very interesting point, and I talk a lot about this with my clients, whether they're business owners or whatever, you can sit in front of your PC struggling to get clients and be like, or even if you're looking for a job, you can sit in front of the PC, you can struggle, you can send off resumes, you can pitch to new clients, there's endless things you can do. But what's actually better is to go out and have fun. Because when you struggle, I call it's like taking a canoe upstream. It's hard work. You don't get anywhere. You're just struggling. You're just getting frustrated. Whereas if you decide that, I'm going to go out today. I'm going to have fun. Kids, animals, they're always having fun. Go and hang out with them. What will happen is because you've created a vacuum and you're having fun, it is much more likely that the work will just come to you. And that's what you want. Yeah. You want work to just come to you. You don't want to be spending hours trying to get work. No, you just let go and let it come to you.
Yeah, it's not fun. Yeah. I mean, you see people just chasing constantly. But I mean, that brings me on to a different question, actually, about personal branding. And I mean, obviously your business is all about you and what you do and what you offer. So you are your brand yourself.
Yes.
But I mean, what do you think about the values of personal branding for other businesses and even employees, really, for big corporations?
Great question again. You know what? the branding strikes fear in my heart, because coming from Australia, there's branding managers, there's branding executives, there's branding experts. Okay. The problem I personally have with branding is if somebody tells you how to brand yourself, it's a fake mask. You know, at the end of the day, you're you, I'm me. The key is to be authentic.
Agree.
Okay. Make authenticity your brand. Okay. Make it real. Your brand should just be you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's you see all these branding courses, get these photographs done, get this done, but what if it's not you?
That's it. I agree with that completely.
Be you.
Yeah.
You know, be real. One of the things that my clients used to say to me in Australia is that they used to come round and I'm covered in cat hair, or I've got my Ugg boots on, and you know, and they used to say, I really like that because it's authentically you. You know, and about 18 years ago, people said, when I trained to be a coach, people said, you need to be an executive coach. You need to be working with executives. And I was like, okay. So I went and spent a fortune on a website for executives. I went and hung out at networking events with executives, but I hated it. I was trying to be a brand that I wasn't.
That's it. I think people are guilty of doing that with branding. I mean, I think I tried to do that when I started doing it. But I mean, I've realised now that you just, by being yourself, you're so, I don't know what it is. You're so much more comfortable with everything that you're doing that people are more drawn to that.
Totally, we're human beings.
Yeah.
You know, and we make heart-based connections.
That's it.
I mean, when I see a brand that doesn't feel right, I'm like, you know, let's say, to be honest, right, today I get lots of people saying to me, let's do a webinar, let's do a blah, blah, blah. And they send me these emails and it's just like, I can do this for you, I can do that for you. And it's not real.
No.
I really liked your email, personal, hi, how you doing? I'm doing this. You know, and we chatted a bit beforehand. It was a heart-based connection.
Yeah, well,
and then it feels right.
Conversation, yeah, you know what I mean. Let's just want a conversation. Let's share some ideas with people and see if it brings people value. Then fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at it. That's why I'm doing this podcast. That's why I do a lot of my other video content stuff and anything I do really. To be honest, I do it selfishly for me. A lot of it.
Yes.
You know,
perfect.
But I'm okay with that. I mean, if people get value from it, then that's great. But the majority of it's for me, and it's a bit of a journey for me.
It's downstream.
Yeah.
You're doing it because you enjoy it. And when you flow downstream in your canoe, things will come to you. Whereas if you've got a fake brand, you're not being yourself. You're putting on this face, this facade. Yeah. And people can feel it.
Yeah,
they can absolutely feel it.
And a lot of people just sort of copycat as well and just copy other people and just use their material and stuff like that. But then, you know, you're not putting your own spin on it. You're not having... You know, I mean, everything I do is I try to draw my own experiences and
beautiful,
you know, conversations, experiences with other people, and see how that
manifests.
Really, so, you know, I mean, sometimes I don't come up with a great amount, but I mean, that's real life. Sometimes there's not a lot going on.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
So I'm not going to fabricate it. That's the truth.
And just let it go.
Yeah.
Instead of going, oh my God, it's not coming out. I haven't got any clients. You know, for a small business owner, sitting there worrying, haven't got any clients, when's the money going to come in? You know, and like we beat ourselves up, not good enough, my competitors are better, all of that sort of stuff. It gets you nowhere. It's like pedaling your canoe upstream. If you just go, like you said, you know what, it's really quiet at the moment, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Stuff will come. It's okay. Much nicer on the body.
Yeah, definitely. Because I did find myself very stressed at the beginning.
Yeah. How long have you been in business?
So it's been going this one for 8 months, I think now.
Well done. So just in the startup phase.
Still early days, but I mean, the last 2 months, maybe 3 months especially, I've just really sort of relaxed into it now, and I'm
much better.
And things are improving. You know, obviously it's still early days. Touch wood. I'm not going to say that it's all booming because it's not, but it's going the right direction month after month.
Lovely.
And I'm just a bit more comfortable with myself and with the direction I'm going and everything else, but it's taking time to get there.
Beautiful. I love what you said there. It's going in the right direction. You know, feel the difference of saying to yourself as a business owner, it's going in the right direction, it's going to be okay, everything's working out, rather than, oh my God, it's not going quick enough, where's my clients, it's not happening, it's not working. And the difference is what will come to you. If you're relaxed, this is a law-based universe of attraction. You get what you put out. So if you're stressed, you'll get more stress. If you're more relaxed, you're allowing what you want to come in. So fantastic.
Yeah, that's it. And I found, I know you've been yourself as well, the networking events, the local ones around here, they really relax and quite nice, rather than, it's not corporate at all. Everybody's just sort of small business owners, everybody's relaxed and happy and willing to help each other out. And I really enjoy that. So I do a lot of that now.
Beautiful.
Get myself out there and just chat to people, really. Just meet people and take an interest in what they're doing, because it interests me, really. So.
That's very interesting you say that, because obviously, people starting a small business, people would often say, got to network, got to network, got to network. And I hate networking. Okay, I hate it. I can stand up in front of thousands of people, but I hate networking. Yeah. I hide in the toilet. And the reason I don't like it, and I didn't like it in Australia, it was very corporate. It would be, here's my business card, do this, do that. It wasn't authentic. Whereas I've come along to networking events in the local area, it's heart-based, it's lovely, it feels nice. It's actually genuinely people to people rather than business to business. Yeah. So absolutely, again, do it if it sends you downstream.
That's it. I've looked at some of the networking events, and a lot of them, you have to give so many referrals a month and stuff like that. But how can you give a referral if you don't truly believe in what you're referring? I don't understand that at all, that concept.
Brilliant. You're so right. And you just end up making referrals, and for the sake of it, they're not real.
Yeah.
They're not real. I'd much rather make a referral because I like the person. I like what they do. I respect it. So that I wouldn't be comfortable with that either. I'd be no.
So I've stayed clear of them ones anyway.
Yeah.
For the time being.
Yeah. But, a very interesting point about networking. What I do as well, which might help. I just say to myself every day, I'm going to meet the right people. It'll be easy. The right people will come to me.
Yeah.
I like meeting really good people that we connect. So, I put that out there and I'm relaxed about it and it happens. Yeah. So I don't force myself to do anything that I don't enjoy.
No, that's it. And that is the key, really, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So many people just follow this sort of narrative that they have to do certain things because other people are doing it and it doesn't fit them. And that's where a lot of people struggle. Really.
I agree. Starting a small business, there's so much advice out there. Do this course. Look at Facebook, look at social media. Do this course to become a millionaire. Blueprint to becoming a successful business owner. Do this, get this done, get this done, and you'll be successful. It's someone else's success. It's someone else's stream. Mm-hmm. Find your own.
Yeah.
Step off mainstream. Ask yourself, what would feel good to me to be successful? Tune into that. That is the most important thing you can ever do, whether it's in business or in life. Tune into your personal preferences. What do you want? Instead of trying to follow the well-worn path, which is actually may not feel right for you. Like people saying to me, become an executive coach. But I just didn't want to do it. Find your own stream.
Yeah, that's it. That's something that's quite poignant, actually, because just the other day I did a short video on something very similar to that. Just because it was the kids, actually, that brought me aware of it. Because I've got a 1-year-old and an 8-year-old, and the 8-year-old always wants whatever the 1-year-old's got.
I love it.
He only ever wants it because she's got it. Once he's got it,
yes.
he's not interested in it. And I just thinking about it, and I think, that's so similar to a lot of people in business or trying to make money. They all thinking, he's got this, I want that, but they don't actually, because they're not thinking intrinsically. They're looking at what other people got and just want it because they have it, and it makes no sense at all. So
love it. That is a great example.
So
it's so true. Yeah. How much money have we spent on things because we see other people having them and think, I've got to have that. I need that. There's people out there saying, you need this for your brand. You need this. No, ask yourself, what do you need?
Mm-hmm.
What will feel good to you? I love that example. That's brilliant.
I mean, it just came to me that when after thinking about it with the kids, and I was like, is this happening a lot frequently? And then I just realised that, I mean, that used to be me. I used to look at what other people had and worry about what other people had and how do I get that? What are they doing? But it's not important because I don't want what other people got. I want my own happiness, my own life. You know what I mean? And it takes a while to get there. And I mean, this back to the personal branding thing. That's what sort of made me find a lot of this stuff out, is because by talking to people and by just doing videos myself, I'm actually exploring my own feelings. You know what I mean? And that's coming out, and I'm finding out what I really stand for, really.
Lovely. So, and you know what? When you tune into that, it will feel good.
Yeah.
When you're tuned into someone else, it won't feel good. You know, that's beautiful what you're doing. You're tuning into your personal preferences. We've got personal preferences for life, for relationships, for money, for our business. Tune into them. Yeah. What do you want? And don't let other people say, oh, that's not possible. You know, I often say to people, tune into your personal preferences and tell no one. Because everybody will be, you can't do that, you need to do it this way, you need to do it that way, you need to do it this way, you need to do it that way. No, you need to do it your way.
Everybody's got an opinion, haven't they?
Oh God, yeah. Kick them off your stream, I often say. You know, kick them off. You find your way.
Yeah.
You know, that's absolutely. I mean, that's one thing. Of obviously coming back from Sydney to here, it's like I'm having to start all over again. And you know, that's been really interesting. The amount of people said, "Oh, you won't get business in the local area. You won't get this. It's going to be tough." But I just stayed on my stream and said the right people will come. Mm. You know, organisations. I like working with organisations. They've started to come.
Yeah.
You know, I've been doing a bit of work with Tata Steel. You know, that's great, local area. I've been asked to speak at a big mindfulness event in Manchester. Northlands Radio have been on this morning. You know, it's about trusting that it will come. It's going to be okay. But again, focusing on what I want. What do I want? I love public speaking. I love working with organisations. I love working with people. You know, I am such a media tart. I love the media. So focus on that.
Yeah.
And it will come.
That's it. I mean, that's great. I mean, if that's what you want to do, and then that's what you got to chase rather than worry about what other people want. That's great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Beautiful. Beautiful.
So coming back to the confidence coaching, because I feel like I've sort of swayed us down my own path here. So
that's
bring
all right.
Back on you. So what do you think are the sort of the one or two main things that people generally suffer with confidence wise? Is there one or two things that tends to hold them back, or is it a wide range of things?
Look, everyone's different. Everyone's on their own stream. Everyone's different. But there's some common beliefs. We just don't think we're good enough. Mm. We think we're not worthy enough, not deserving enough. We think there's something wrong with us. You know, we've got these inner self-talk beliefs, and they're just some very common ones. And that holds us back from feeling confident. And I think the second thing is we fear what will happen if we're confident. You know, oh my goodness, what if somebody doesn't like me? Oh my goodness, what if what if I upset someone? You know, going back to a small business owner, that's one of the fears. You know, you've got an awkward client, and let's face it, we've all had an awkward client. So, you know, we try to tan ourselves inside out. We'll do longer hours, we'll give them discounts and things like that. But really, you know, the fear is losing them. The fear is they'll give us a bad review. Now, if you're feeling confident, it's like, well, actually, you know, I don't want to work with this client. They're high maintenance. I respect myself enough to find someone else. So two things would be our beliefs. Not good enough, not value myself. I can't do this. You know, can't make money. My competitors are better. My competitors got a better brand. You know, all of that crap. And also, you know, that fear that if we are confident, what will happen?
Yeah. Do you think that translates across the ocean as well? Is that same in Australia and the UK? Yeah. So
absolutely.
No difference.
The biggest difference, interesting, I've noticed coming from Sydney to back to Corby is aspirations.
Yeah.
Very interesting. In Australia, what I found, people are much more likely to go, I can set up a really successful business. I can do this. I can make it big. Whereas I've noticed here, their aspirations are lower.
Mm.
I might be able to set up a business. I might get some customers and I'll keep it this big. Whereas Australia, I've been like, let's open it up. So again, it's thought processes.
Yeah. I don't know why that is. I think it's very true. There's a lot of people that I've met that, you know, they stay within their bubble, and then they get to the point where they could potentially grow their business, and they decide not to for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, not a big business isn't right for everybody anyway.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not right for everybody, but you know, more often than not, you're right. People don't tend to want to go outside of that little comfort zone that they've created.
I feel that's got a lot to do with I'm not good enough. You know, it's a bit like I'm good enough for this, but I'm not good enough for this. And that's interesting. The aspirations, you know. I did a little bit of lecturing work at a local uni, and I'd say to the kids, what do you want to do after this? And 9 out of 10, they'd say, I want to work in a factory, which is fine. If they want to do that, whatever feels good to them. But then I'd say, oh, but you've just got this. Would you like to work in this type of environment? Would you like to work in this? Would you like some travel? Oh, no, I can't do that. And I was like, why? And they're just like, oh, that's not for me. And I'd be like, but you want to? Yeah, I'd love to, but I can't. That, you know, that's quite interesting. That, you know, if you want it, you can get it. It's up to you.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. It's just, it is all mindset, that really. And I think that the schooling system, I think it's kind of set up wrong as well. For me personally, I think they need to give them more experiences, really, of the real world, and get them out there to see what they actually do. Because until they leave school, they don't really,
no idea.
Bar a couple of weeks work experience in one place, they don't really know what they want to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do for a long time. Me
neither. You know? I had no idea. I mean, I worked as an accountant. I mean, I worked for RS Components. I worked for Solway Foods. I worked for Colour Wheel Printing. I had no idea, to be quite honest. You just follow a sort of path sort of stuff. But there is more out there, and that's what I find a little bit upsetting. People follow their own path, but it's when they've still got that burning desire in them that they shove it down.
I completely agree with that. I think that's why I was unhappy in my last job as well, because I felt like I had more to offer than what I was allowed or able to do really in that, because I was so constrained. I was like, I can do more than this. So
lovely.
That's
beautiful. Kind of why, follow that.
Yeah, that's
follow that. Yeah,
that's what I've had to do. And I do find a lot of people think they get in that position and they don't take that leap and go and do something because they think, oh, I have to do this now, especially when they've got a secure job, it's the security around it, and they think, oh, well. And I think the longer you leave, the harder it becomes.
Totally.
Especially when you've got
totally. And, you know, and I know people that will be like really not enjoying their job, and it's making them upset, and it's making them, you know, they're not really enjoying it, but they stay because perhaps their pension's in 20 years. You know, and my question, I guess, a little bit is, and I understand the need for security and safety and money and families to look after, but, you know, my question is, you know, why is it okay to feel that bad for the next 20 years? What could you do that would help you feel better? You know, there is always a way.
Yeah.
You deserve to feel better. Yeah.
That's it. I mean, even if it's just a change of job, it doesn't have to be going off and following some wild dream. You could just find a job that's better suited to you.
Yeah. Or even speaking up to your current manager or whatever and saying, I'm not enjoying this. Can we do something about it? You know, something as simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, you'd hope in that situation that, you know, that we're all people and that the managers would be fairly decent enough to do that. I mean, you get the odd occasion where people are not, I suppose.
Yes, of course.
Like I say, there's always them options to leave and to do other stuff, and
at least you know. Then at least you know.
That's it, yeah. I think life's too short to be stuck in something you're not enjoying, and to be doing that year on year. You know, just keep it going with that.
Yeah, there's more. There is more. Yeah. You know, and I think sometimes you need to experience a bit more, and then you're like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to feel good more often.
Yeah.
You know, I want to feel good more often. I think if we thought about that, what is it going to take for me to feel good today? You could ask yourself the question, okay, what do I need to do today to make me feel good? And it could be anything. It could be, like you say, playing with the kids, hanging out with animals. I brought my cat all the way from Australia. I just wonder what she was doing down there, because she makes me feel good. I like animals. I like wellies. I like country walks. So I do more of those because it makes me feel good. No. So maybe, if everyone just did that every day, what can I do today that will make me feel good?
Yeah, that's it. If you just did one thing, it'll make a difference to your life, doesn't it?
It does,
rather
hugely.
Than stress and thinking, I've got to do this, I've got to do the dishes, I've got to clean up, I've got to do that.
Yeah.
Because that's what most people's life entails. I've got to get up, I've got to get the kids to school, I've got to get to work.
Upstream.
Back and do this. Yeah.
Upstream, all the time in your canoe.
So common. So, do you have any speaking engagements coming up in the future?
I'm working on some at the moment. I've got the Mindfulness Festival in February in Manchester. Yeah. And then in March, I'm away for 28 days. I talk on Princess Cruises and Royal Caribbean. And yeah, I love that.
I've actually sailed on a Princess Cruises ship and it's a fantastic experience.
Brilliant. I've never sailed with Princess. I've done Celebrity and I've done Royal Caribbean. So I'm doing a 28-day cruise from Singapore back to Rome.
Oh, sounds fab.
So I'll be speaking on that. But no, just keeping my eye out. Again, it's about, more letting people know I'm here, what's available. I've got a couple of articles coming out in some large national publications, sort of January, February, March, which is really good. So that should draw up some interest. But I'm just sort of allowing what comes and hopefully sort of I'd like to get more local organisations on board for wellness days and how I can work with them for high performing teams and how I could get their staff to just engage and become more empowered as well. But it'll come.
I think so. I think that's really important. I think a lot of people sort of businesses and that are sort of getting on board with that now, a lot of corporate businesses and especially on the government side, the councils and stuff like that, a lot of them are understanding and realising now that they have to look after their staff.
Yes, absolutely.
It's so important to do. I mean,
absolutely. But they also have to pay me because I'm fed up of loads of places going, yes, you can come in, but we've got no budget. And I guess for a small business owner as well, that's valuing yourself as well. You have to come to the point where you can only do so much for free, and then you're like, nah, value yourself. Yeah,
there's doing the little bits, isn't there? But
of course,
just to get yourself out there and so people see what value you do bring. But
that's right.
You don't want to get drawn into that trap and then.
No, absolutely. Especially when I can be out having fun.
That's it, exactly. So, your book, where can people get hold of that if they want to get hold of it?
Look, have a look at my website, which is www.amazingcoaching.co.uk. Now I've got a British website. Google it, The Confidence Coach by Lisa Phillips. There's lots of bookshops or Amazon. Look, it's a fun book. It's written fun. It's a great companion book. It's great for kids. It's great for anyone. If you're feeling a lack of confidence, you can go to that particular chapter and have a look. There's also an ebook and there's also a paperback. So, it's got some great reviews. So I'm really pleased with it.
It's fab. Well, I'm definitely going to check it out and have a look at it anyway.
Great.
But I think
excellent.
No matter how confident we think we are, I think we all have dips and lulls every now and again. So, I mean, there's always value in it for everybody, I think, in that.
And everyone can build their confidence. It doesn't matter how long you've been without it, how old you are. Confidence is a muscle. It's about building it up. It's not about stepping out and being a confident person because you'd frighten yourself to death. It's more about building it up.
Yeah, and reinforcing it, I guess, as well. Constantly reinforcing it once you do feel confident enough.
Encouraging yourself, soothing yourself.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because I think we're all a little bit too critical of ourselves sometimes.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. I did a workshop only on Friday for a large organisation and we talked about, how we criticise ourselves the whole time. We don't praise ourselves. When was the last time you praised yourself? I actually asked the room to turn to the person next to them and say something nice. And they were all like, can't do that? Oh my goodness, I can't say anything nice about myself. They could say something negative, but it's very telling.
Yeah. I find that, I mean, we do sort of appraisal reports when we're in the military. So they ask you for some feedback on it as well. So part of that feedback is you've got to give the positives.
Yeah.
So your positives about the year and what you've done and stuff like that, which is really difficult. And loads of people struggle to do that. But negatives, boom, reel them off, no problem. They just keep throwing them out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny, isn't it? If you ask a kid, ask your child what they like about themselves, they're much more free in doing it. Adults, we just can't do it. We get a compliment, we're like, oh, push it back. It's a good practice to get into. Why not?
Yeah.
Be nice to yourself. Be your own best friend.
That's it. I mean, if you don't look after yourself, nobody else is going to, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's been fabulous talking with you today. I really appreciate it.
It's been lovely. Lovely talking to you. I've really enjoyed it. So thank you.
Thanks a lot. We'll if you get any dates and stuff through for your speaking engagements and stuff, I'll make sure to share them on social media and on the links to this as well.
Beautiful. And also let me know if I can help you in any way at all, please.
No problem. I appreciate that. I may be in touch in the new year anyway. I'm going to check out your book first.
Do that.
And see what I can learn from there. I'm sure I'll learn some new stuff about myself and how I can be a bit more confident.
There's always something to learn. You're doing fine. You're doing really well. You've got that energy. You've got that vibration. You're heading in the right direction. Trust that.
I'm trying. Just going to keep plugging away. That's it. So
I've really enjoyed that today. So thank you.
I appreciate you coming on. I really appreciate taking the time out of your day. And I understand you're busy and you've got other clients to speak to and stuff like that as well. So that's fab. Really appreciate it. It's a big help, and I think it'd be a big help for the audience as well.
Great. Thank you. Really nice as well. And hopefully see you soon.
Yeah, I'll catch you soon. All right.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.